going on? It's your boy Coach. 4 weeks down on this cut of 6 weeks total, and basically it hasn't gone exactly how I planned it, but I mean that's all right. I've had to reprioritize certain things just for school and family life and kind of all the things going on. Like really, the cut super lean. It takes a lot of focus and dedication and effort, and I just haven't had the time to do that. So rather than being discouraged, I think I'm just going to use it as a learning opportunity for the future. And really, I've noticed that mentally, I'm not in it. I'm not in the game. So it's really hard to prioritize, something like that. It's more of a selfish thing, let's say. I mean, there's so many other things going on in my life. I haven't been able to do that. And so really, if you're able to stay on track, I think that's fantastic. And you'll find times when it's like, just because it's not a failure per se, it's something that I just couldn't put my heart into at this point in time. So on the flip side though, something that was really encouraging is I saw in my fitness pal, I hit 1,000 days of logging in, which is kind of crazy because I kind of only started with the intention of doing it for 1 year. And really that first 6 months, I kind of figured out a system. I was pretty on par and kind of still am with, tracking calories. But once I got to the 6 month point, that's kind of when I didn't really need tracking anymore. I just kind of used it for data collection. And then at the 1 year mark, I kind of found that, I can kind of calculate calories based on, what I've logged in the past, what I've weighed. And so the last, the time after the first year was really just experimental time and trying to figure this out and devise a system that's helpful for everyone. And using my body is kind of an experiment. That's kind of what it did, and it's still doing. So after this, 2 more weeks of this cut, I really do need to track my calories pretty diligently. So I'm going to do that. But once the cut's over, I have some other goals, and actually mentally I've started shifting towards that anyway. I'm passionate about like food challenges, things like that. And so that's, I think, what the next series is going to be on. It's kind of the opposite of what we're doing here, where we're, doing, weight loss or weight management, and food challenges is just something I'm passionate about. I can't say why, but I am. So in the world of calories, you can still, believe it or not, be in a deficit and still eat massive amounts of food. You just have to be strategic with what you do during the week before doing things like that. And maybe I'll do a series on that in terms of how it leads up into that point. Because notice some of the competitive eaters are still lean or in great shape. So really, it's a calculation game. So I think I'll get more into that at some point. But really happy with 1,000 days. It was a pick me up. It was something that reminded me of how much I put into this, and it's not for nothing. It's for a purpose and a reason. And I hope that in the end, this helps someone out, kind of seeing my journey. And it's not always about being successful or hitting an exact goal. Really, it's about the change that you do in the process. So, if you look at my numbers, and maybe I'll display them in some way, it's not that my deficit isn't there for this 6 weeks. It just isn't as good as it's been in the past for that really drastic transformation, which I just, like I said, mentally, I don't know if I can do it right now. I've struggled, with having so many kind of balls in the air. So I think I'm going to end it there, and I'll probably check in next week just to kind of give you an update right before I finish that last dehydration week, which is really challenging. And that's also a finals week for me too, so I'm not really sure how that's going to go. I think kind of subconsciously that's all kind of had a play in this too. So, I'm just kind of mentally maybe kind of gassed out, but that's all right. So I'm going to end it here, and I'll see you in the next video.